Before the break, I just want to say a little bit about how mindfulness gives us a new perspective. And I want to use the example of Gaina, my wife. A few weeks ago, we had a day retreat at our place back in the UK. And before we have retreats, Gaina always arranges flowers for it. And I always sit there having a cup of Yorkshire tea, because that's what I do, that's the way I prepare. I just sit quietly for a while. Yeah? And I was watching her, and what she'd do, she'd get the flowers, the vase, and she'd fiddle with them, and then she'd stand back. And she did this 4 or 5 times. And I thought, that's a really interesting way of looking at mindfulness. Yeah. So she fiddled with them. She had to do that, or nothing would have happened. But what's the point in her standing back and doing nothing? If she didn't stand back, she wouldn't be able to see the fullness of the flowers, how they're related to each other, the vase, the room. If she kept her head in there and then just put them down, she wouldn't know what they look like. So the standing back gave her a perspective. I like the word perspective, observation. Give her perspective on the whole. When she had her head in there, she was more bothered about the singular flowers and just moving odd ones around. And then when she stepped back, she had a view of the whole. Oh yeah. And when she was happy, she took them and put them down. And they were lovely. Yeah. So what our practice does is allows us, because we have to fiddle in life, don't we? We have to do emails, talk to friends, family, do our work, clean the house. We have to do a lot of things. That's the fiddling with the flowers, if you like. But I think as a lot of us have lost the ability to stand back. We just fiddle the flowers and put them there. But we need the ability to stand back. And mindfulness is that ability, where we're not involved in anything. We're not creating anything. We're not trying to get rid of anything. We're just watching, feeling, experiencing. So our life arises before our eyes, as it were, before awareness. And we're also standing back from something else. Standing back, it's in inverted commas. We're standing back from our thoughts. Because if we don't develop the ability to stand back from them, they just run the show. They run our life. So that's why we label them thinking. And that's all you need to do, thinking. And that gives us the ability to let them go and to stand back. Because those thoughts, they're almost like hooks, fish hooks, like a hook catches a fish in the mouth. Thoughts are like hooks. They come along and they hook us, and we're away with them, and they spin us around. We're like a fish flapping on the end of a hook. We develop the ability to just unhook ourselves and to stand back. And I think that ability to stand back, that perspective, I think it's invaluable. And then we develop the ability to be able to stand back in the midst of doing things as well. We're not so caught up with it all. So you can be calm in the midst of lots of activity. There's a sense of presence there. Not all the time, I still lose it. And my other practitioner friends, Buddhist friends, we all lose it from time to time. But over the months and years, you just develop more of an ability to be present rather than getting hooked onto all those thoughts. It's interesting. That's why sometimes I get a little, I wouldn't say suspicious, but I don't like the term letting go so much. Because I think in a sense, we don't need to let go. What we need to do is to experience. And once something's been experienced, it naturally moves on, so we don't need to let go. But if I hold something like that, I don't have to really try to let go. I just need to stop holding on, and it drops. It's the same with our emotional life. If we stop holding on so tightly or opposing it in some way, if we relax, experience it, it naturally moves on. Through the relaxation, things are experienced and move on.